Morning, guys. It is your naturopath, Dr. Steve, and I wanted to go over more myths and clear up some more myths because the traditional way that is taught in school with chiropractic and other structural therapies is they teach that there's these dermatomes, and dermatomes say that this bone is out of place and pinches on this nerve, and it's going to affect the function of the kidney or affect the function of the bladder. And so when we look at a dermatome chart, basically we have these nerve roots, and so optical vision, smell is related to the upper cervical vertebrae. You got the sacrum and these lower joints that would be related to the colon or the liver, which would be related to lower here in the complex, let's say down at T5, T6. Lungs would be related to possibly T1 through T4, and so we have all these different functions with our organs and our glands and our autonomic nervous system, our heart rate, our respiration, digestion, and those things that we take for granted because they just happen on a regular basis. And so the idea that with the dermatomes is that the bone is rotated and pressured on that nerve, and that's causing the dysfunction. And that model's false. The reason why it is because that's not what causes dysfunction. It is correct that our structure has an impact on our autonomic nervous system, but the real reason is because the nerve is stretched. And so as we all age, we have our spine, and what happens is we have muscles that attach onto these spinous processes and transverse processes over here. And so those muscles don't have the mechanical advantage to pull backwards. So when what happens is a bone goes forward, and let's say this bone right here goes forward, that means everyone on top of it goes forward like this, and the top half has to go like this and pull backwards. Now what happens with that means that the nerve is stretched. And Albert Bragg wrote a book, Adverse Tensions on the Spinal Cord. And so in his book, he explained when you stretch nerves, they lose function. So when you have adverse tension or stretching pulling on those nerves, they lose function. And then all of a sudden, in digestive impacted peristalsis doesn't happen properly, right? You get impaired function. Your fight or flight senses are kicked in because you're under stress, so your heart rate's going to go up, your respiration's going to go up, your adrenals crash. So your mechanics have a huge impact on your overall health. But it's not because of the dermatome system, it's because the nerve is stretching. You don't have the muscles to pull the bone back. So you have to have somebody that understands the mechanics and pays attention to the whole system and looks at these calluses that have developed on the cord, because unless you pull those apart, you will not get better. You can't egotistically look at an x-ray two-dimensionally and say that these bones need to go back in place. I don't do that. I don't put bones back. What I do is I look for adverse tension on the connective tissue, not the muscle tissue, but the connective tissue that has developed these calluses to lock everything in place and pull those apart so the body can untwist itself. So I don't do traditional structural correction in the sense that I'm just banging bones around. I actually look for where the adverse tension is on the brain stem to restore your autonomic function and correct your posture. And so it's a structural correction process, not a manipulation. And then by doing that, we can improve our overall health. We can affect neurotransmitter production. We can improve digestion. We can calm your body. We can achieve mind-heart coherence better, right? Because if that bone here went forward because of gravity, well, we need to force your body and deal with the connective tissue adaptive changes, and then that bone just slides right back into place without a lot of problem. All right, guys, so if you have questions, you have mechanical issues, 100% of orthopedic issues go away as long as they're not related to cancer, fracture, or an infection or diabetes. So reach out to me if you are having issues that other healthcare practitioners haven't been able to solve or explain, because there is an answer and a solution 100% of the time.